Currently about 6:47 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on January 22nd, 2020. I'm currently located in the bedroom I'm sleeping in, so in the house I'm staying, so in the town of Windsor in the county of Sonoma, state of California, United States of America. I was born during 1986 in the county of San Francisco in the state of California. My California driver's license number is CAD431. Excuse me, the number of the California driver's license issued to me is D4315123. I was born on the day August 25th, 1986. My name is Benjamin Coxon. Audio file is that currently recording is 200122_002.wav. It's currently at 2 hours, 33 minutes, and 16 seconds, 17 seconds, 18 seconds. Going to be reading California Penal Code, Part 1, Title 8, Chapter 6, Assaults with Intent to Commit Felony other than assaults with intent to murder. Crimes not described or listed in this video might have occurred. Okay, Section 220, the California Penal Code. 220A1. I don't know what burglary. I'm not sure if I've been burgled. I'm not sure what burglary means, and I'm not sure about interpretations of rape, sodomy, oral copulation. I'm not sure about interpretations of that regarding stuff through the advanced technology. So depending on interpretations of the advanced technology and like rape, sodomy, oral copulation, touch, etc., and possibly touch. Yeah, stop communicating to me. Stop harassing me. You want their help? Nope. All right. Okay, so depending on interpretations of rape, sodomy, oral copulation, possibly 220B, but that would also require, I'm not sure what burglary specifically is. It has to do with something with stealing, but I'm not sure how it's specifically defined. Let's go look at section 460. Let me help you. Nope. Stop harassing me. Not sure if I've been burgled or not. So strange. I'm not sure what burglary means, but I think people might have made attempts to steal some of my some of like my actual like knowledge, or some of the that I was experiencing while I was located in this house. I didn't find a definition for burglary, so I'm not sure if I'm not sure as far as California Penal Code 220 goes. I gotta find the definition of burglary. And also, there's a question about what applies as rape, sodomy, oral copulation through the advanced technology. But as far as 220, as far as section 220A1, I described in the video that I made yesterday how they committed mayhem against me. Find it. 264.1. So I guess there's a question of like, does like sex simulation through the advanced tech constitute rape? Might be. I didn't really read it all the way through. So as far as 220A2, if the people under the age of 18 who were in the house, like my siblings' kids, while I was being harassed, assaulted, and battered during 2011 to 2020, if they were assaulted, an assault, isn't assault just like the threat? So they may have assaulted people under the age of 18. I gotta find out what assault means. Assaulted people under the age of 18 while they had the intent to sexually batter me through this advanced technology in a way that might be construable as rape. Might be. If simulation of sex through the advanced technology can be considered rape. If it's, it's done to somebody who's saying stop. Section 288. So section 288 says upon or with the body or any part or member thereof of a child who is under the age of 14 years. So if the kids who are in the house at the same time, if their brains, I mean, if they're like perception or they're like with the body. So it doesn't say. So if they're perpetrating an act against me, and if people in the house are being affected, or the people who are perpetrating acts against me, perpetrating those acts with the body of or any part or member thereof of the people under the age of 18 who are also in the house. So how are people under the age of 18 affected, who are in the house, affected when I'm being sexually assaulted and I'm being sexually battered and I'm in the house? And it's not just in the house. It might just be people who are like connected to me or somehow like connected to me through the advanced technology. I'm not sure how the advanced technology programming has been going. Sorry, I don't feel like as sharp this morning as I usually do. You know, I did a better job of this kind of yesterday, but I usually can do a better job at like dealing with all the wording and stuff. And maybe I'm having difficulty thinking right now. Might be. Maybe the people who think of me don't want to do right now, or I don't know. Maybe people observing me right now. I'm not sure. Okay. So. Oh, an assault. This one is kind of tricky. Let's go find assault. I gotta find a faster way to do these. So unlawful attempt coupled with present ability. I'm not figuring this out. Sorry, it's taking so long. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this one. I have to like give this some more consideration. I'm just like my head's not putting it all together right now. Sorry. Or someone's not thinking me. I've put it all together already right now. I'm not sure why. Not sure the reason. Okay. So moving on to section 222. I'm not sure which crimes are felonies and which one aren't. Not sure which crimes are felonies. There's stuff 2010. Pretty sure I got sprayed with LSD during the 2010 when I was in Berkeley. Anesthetic or intoxicating agent. I'm not sure if stuff done through the advanced technologies could be considered anesthetic or an intoxicating agent. But sometimes they like screw and like adjust like my adjust like focus, perception, cause partial or complete disorientation, cause disorientation. So. Oh, and also with all the marijuana I've been smoking a lot of marijuana. And the way I've been caused to want to smoke marijuana, it might be considered administering marijuana to me. Or causing to be administered. Yeah, it's kind of a stretch for administering, but it might be considered as much. They're like doing things. I'm telling them to stop doing something to me, or I have been telling them to stop doing something to me which was causing me to administer marijuana to myself. You know, with all the stuff they do, with all the stuff in the advanced tech, they might actually have administered marijuana to me. You know, if all of a sudden they, you know? Yeah, you probably have to check, or probably check the electronic records of the advanced technology. Hopefully, yeah, right. Okay. So I didn't really figure out section 220. Sorry, I'm having difficulty focusing. Anyway, or it might just be something else. Okay, it's there's another short one somewhere.
Toolway. Overnight, one of our crews was here. They shot some video of the police activity that was unfolding around 10 o'clock to 1.
Okay. So, as far this is California Penal Code, Part 1, Title 8, Chapter 5, Attempts to Kill, Section 217.1. I'm not sure if I would be considered, it says any mayor. I'm not sure if I'd be considered included as part of any mayor, as like the everybody thing. I realize I'm not like an official mayor of an official city or town, but I wonder if I might be considered a mayor. Might be a stretch, might be. I've certainly had assault committed against me. Or I've had assault committed against me. And also, I'm not sure if any of any family members, brother, sister, and their kids, and possibly their kids. I'm not sure if any of them have been like his brother, sister, mother, or father. I'm not currently sure if I don't know what I'd say about all that stuff right now. But they, I'm not certain what they've been going through. I'm not certain about all that they've been going through. Okay. I am certain about some of the stuff they've been going through. Okay. There's all those people getting hit by the smart train about section 218, 218.1. I don't think it qualifies this way it's phrased, but it seems to be a lot of people getting hit by the train in Sonoma County, or, with all the advanced technology, it seems like some of it might be malicious or like intentional, or anyway, that's sort of like a different thing. There are some handwritten notes about something about that in the scanned documents. Stop doing things to me. Stop causing me to do things. Stop causing me to do things. Stop doing things to me. Uh-huh. Yeah, I guess 219.1. Well, in addition to other things, all those people that got hit by the train in Sonoma County. Or it might also qualify for the people who might have caused it might also qualify for 219.1. That's kind of a different issue, or it might be a different issue. That section 219.3, there might be people who've been, all the advanced technology, people operating advanced technology who might have caused people to jump off the Golden Gate Bridge. Not to make light of it, or not to make a joke of it, but 219.3. Okay, moving along. Okay, this will be California Penal Code, Part 1, Title 8, Chapter 4, Robbery. Okay, 211. There was stuff when I started working at Subway. There were depictions, or I had thoughts of possibly some of my family members taking like items in this advanced technology, like sets of O, or like do, I think they called it. Some of them. There were depictions of them. It was like depictions that were possibly interpretable as notices of family members taking things from me. Like there might have been like competitions going on, or like people betting with like about stuff, and some of the stuff might have been intended for me. Like dues, or like sets of O, or knowledge about things, or information about things. They might have been people might have been taking those from me, and I think it would be done by force. And I think it would have, if it occurred and it was done by force, because one, I think they're operating the technology and I'm not. I think they were in that position, and there was also the element of fear, because I was being like attacked and harassed during that period. Anyway, I can make a different video about it. I'll put some more thought into it. I could talk more about that. And it might also have been like, they might not have actually taken it, or they might have taken some of it. It might have been also like an attempt to initiate or teach or instruct or show or demonstrate about some things about how stuff might go on during, like if you want to go work at Subway and like join the hood, or you want to go hood or around, or do casino hood, or do Vegas hood, or might have been something like that. And it might also have been part of a greater conspiracy to cause me to be harassed, assaulted, battered, and then to possibly file civil suits against people, including large entertainment interests, and possibly also press criminal charges or cause criminal charges to be pressed so as to cause it to be easily done and or commonplace to press criminal charges about crimes perpetrated through advanced technologies. Moving along. So, fear of unlawful injury. I'm pretty sure I figured out early on, or I became aware early on that people were doing something to my brain, something doing something to me very personal, and that I'd be, I'd have to make a different video about this to really know it, but pretty sure I'm pretty sure. No, I was aware something was happening. People were doing things to like my brain and like my neurological system. And so I was, I'm concerned about that sort of thing. Or I would be concerned about that sort of thing. So I think it's, without stopping to recall it more thoroughly, I'd say it's a pretty good chance I was fearful of unlawful injury to myself. Or at least being like unlawfully harmed. I'm actually not certain about that right now. So I have to consider it. I'm not certain about it right now. I'm really not certain about it right now. I could be like more certain about it if someone asked me in like a different context. Or I might be able to be more certain about it. Someone just taught me something. I just heard the word kill, or had perceptions of the word kill. I had perceptions of hearing, or something similar to hearing the words kill. It's currently 7:15 a.m. or it's currently about 7:15 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Currently located in the state of California, United States of America. It's currently about 7:16 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I've been harassed while driving. As far as section 212.5. As far as about section 212.5, I think someone caused me to shake my head like that just now. Stop harassing me. Stop communicating to me, Laura Kelly. Stop harassing me. Stop observing me. Stop publicizing me. Stop disclosing information about me, except to official law enforcement. Acting officially. Official law enforcement of and in the United States, acting officially. So the harassment's been continuous and ongoing. Stop doing things to me. Stop harassing me. There's a picture of Gentle Left. Stop harassing me. There's possibly sexually suggested imagery. Sexually suggested imagery in the visual depictions. Stop sexually harassing me. Both of you. And you. And anybody who's sexually harassing me. Stop. Try to get through this. 212.5, So the harassment in 2011 through 2020 has been like continuous, or mostly continuous. And within that harassment, there may have been attempts to rob me. And within that harassment, within that period of harassment, and while I was being harassed, I was performing duties of an operator of a vehicle. So that'd be 212.5A. Maybe 212.5A is intended to be about like people operating like public transportation, but if it's used to talk about anybody, like just people just generally driving a car, then I think I might qualify for that, or the situation might qualify for that. 212.5C. I didn't qualify under A or B. If I didn't qualify under A, I guess it'd be with all the advanced technology, there might be different interpretations of automated teller machine. I'm not going to stop and think about it right now, though. So 2125A, if, yeah. I gotta keep moving, dude. This is taking too long. Can ask me more about it if anyone's interested. So I rode Amtrak during 2012 in California and the United States, and I've ridden Amtrak. I've ridden I used to ride Caltrain a lot. This is about section 214. I used to ride Caltrain a lot when I lived in San Jose. That was around, what, like 2009? Or 2010, I'm not sure. I'm not sure when I lived there right now. I don't want to stop and think about it. Somewhere around there. I used to ride BART a lot. I've ridden the Smart Train a few times. I'm not sure if any of the people who harassed, assaulted, and battered me boarded any of the trains while I was a passenger on any of those trains. Oh, and I also... Oh, there was a time during, I think it was like 2015 or 2016, I rode Capitol Corridor from like Richmond to... I think it was Richmond. It was either Richmond or El Cerrito to... be Richmond. I rode Capitol Corridor from Richmond, I think, to Sassoon, the Sassoon City station, and then walked to Sacramento, and then rode a train from Sacramento, rode Amtrak from Sacramento south to like not Bakersfield, not Paso, might be Bakersfield, might be Fresno, might have been to Fresno. And I took a bus to Paso Robles. They were like, I don't know if any of those people participated in robbing me or not. I'm not sure. But yeah, you could ask me about it. There's kind of some interesting stuff that went on during that train ride. So if you're interested, I could explain that. I don't think anyone's ever taken a car from me. Yeah, right. It's like metaphorical interpretations. All right. Okay, about California Penal Code, Part 1, Title 8, Chapter 3.5, Hostages, Section 210.5. With what's been going on 2011 to 2020 and 2014 to 2020, I'm not sure, but it seems like it might be possible that I'm being used, that like people who are like controlling what's going on or controlling like access to the technological accompaniment to my neurological processes might be using that as like leverage or like as part of how they're dealing with possible law enforcement and possibly dealing with me and possibly dealing with other groups of people. So I might be considered a hostage. So I'm falsely imprisoned, I think, or I've been falsely like deprived of I've been deprived of my liberty, and also committed. I don't want to go back and look what the definition is. And these people might be kind of using the fact that they can like assault me and have like immediate access, or it seems like they have immediate access to a technological accompaniment to my brain, and like might be using that for purposes of protection from arrest. So they might be using me as like leverage or like, yeah. That'd be section. So they might be. I'm not sure all that's going on there. I mean, it'd be difficult not to, possibly. That'd be section 210.5. Okay, this will be California Penal Code, Section 183, kidnapping. Okay, about Section 207A. I'd say from 2011 to 2020, I've had fear instilled in me. Even just like the start, the very first day of the harassment in 2011, being like, all of a sudden the strange technology is like people are communicating to me who aren't physically present. This like new strange technology or new strange, it was new, strange, and Harrison. So I found it like, I was fearful, And then and carries the person into another state or country, state, or county. So I don't know if I was carried into, it might be considered as though I was carried because they, maybe someone else carried me. Not sure. Maybe not though. Might be the same people. Might be some of the same people. So I moved 2011, I moved from San Jose to Sonoma County, and in 2012, I think it was, I tried to escape being harassed by riding Amtrak out of California. Like the first place I stopped was in like Utah. For the first time I got off the train was in Utah. I rode a bus from Santa Rosa to Martinez, and then took the train from Martinez to Utah. Then took buses and trains and hitchhiked and walked for more than 6 months before I came back to California. I was trying to escape. And I was harassed while I was in the different states and while I was escaping California. And I'm not sure if some of the same people who were harassing me or participated in conspiring to harass me or participated in harassing me also participated in like getting me to, through this advanced technology, getting me to leave California or get out of California or go somewhere different than California. So I might have actually been, in a sense, carried into a different state by some of the people who were also participating in instilling fear in me. I also say I was like detained because I was harassed constantly, possibly arrested because I was harassed constantly the way they were doing. Possibly saying arrest. I don't want to look at the definitions for right now. I'm getting tired. And then there was also there's all, I've been like, no. I've had to go like sleep on the couch. I've had to go sleep on the couch, or I've gone to sleep on the couch because I was being like harassed in my bedroom. So that might be considered like if my bed and the couch are like different parts of the same county. I got those people communicating to me again. Could you people stop communicating to me, please? Stop harassing me. Jenna F and Jenna F's boyfriend, Laura Kelly, and Laura Kelly's boyfriend. All four of you people, stop harassing me. Stop communicating to me. Stop observing me. Yeah. All right. I'm not really like applying myself to this stuff. Or, well, thumbs up. And then there was the stuff. Then there was stuff. When was it? Like either late 2014 or 2015 or 2016. I traveled to Southern California and then to Texas and then came back to California. During that, I have to make a different video about this stuff. This stuff requires like, you know, the way you phrase it matters. So. Stop harassing me. (2009), especially the stuff that happened in 2014, 2015, or 2016. So 209A. Possibly, but I'm not certain about 209B1. Depends on like interpretations. Depends on what section 264.1, 288, and 289 are. I don't want to take the time to go look at it right now. But also depends on interpretations of rape as through the advanced technology. Or can rape be committed through the advanced technology? Interpretations of rape and advanced technology. Okay, section 210, probably definitely qualify for it. Probably do seized, confined. Possibly. I haven't really looked at the definitions to these, so possibly seized, confined. Not sure what unveiled means. Probably enticed, possibly decoyed, possibly abducted, very possibly concealed, possibly kidnapped, possibly carried away. Possibly obtain. No, I think definitely obtain. Like obtaining. Yeah, I think obtain. Not sure what extort means. Possibly. Not sure what exact means. Not certain what exact means. Possibly. It'd be possibly directly money or things of value. There's definitely a thing of value. Like all the stuff going on with everybody's stuff, and also there might be actual like objects in this through this advanced technology, through possible objects in this advanced technology of things of value. What does that say? And also, people may have. It's a whole different video. That's a whole different video. There may have been people who represented themselves as having the ability to, may have falsely represented themselves as having the ability to obtain the release of me. They might have also threatened to, they themselves, assault, harass, and batter me. Okay. We did mayhems in the video from January 21st. Assault and battery. So chapter 9 and chapter 2 are in the video. I described those in a video that was made on January 1st, 2020. The morning of January 1st, 2020. So it'll be 200122. The file, or 200121, that the video file name starts with. Jeez. Okay, so part 1, title 8, chapter 1, homicide. It's kind of a long section. I don't want to go through this one. Maybe I'll go through this one later. But I should say there was Jason Flynn's brother. I think it was his brother. Someone was killed. Someone was killed riding a motorcycle. I think he hit the train in Sonoma County, California. The passenger train in Sonoma County, California. The SMART train. While he was on his motorcycle. Happened at Guerneville Road. On Guerneville Road in Santa Rosa. I think during late 2019. There are a bunch of handwritten notes in the scanned documents about that. It was like, yeah, there was strange stuff going on. I'd like driven fast on the freeway the day before, or like sometime prior, or sometime around that time, and yeah, guy died. It was like a sad occurrence, and it just seemed strange. Then the next day, I found myself like driving around. It was like I was like at that intersection or something, or right where it happened, or like a few days after I was right there, and like I'd been driving fast on the freeway around that time. Yeah, it's yeah. And Jason Flynn, I think, is like a romantic interest or boyfriend of Laura Kelly, who is a person who had been depicted as harassing, assaulting, and battering me, sexually harassing and sexually assaulting me and sexually harassing me and sexually battering me, or at least sexually battering me during 2014 to 2020. I worked with Jason Flynn at the Seafood Brasserie in Santa Rosa during sometimes during 2005 to 2008, sometime around there. I think it was also romantic interest or partner of Shauna Burston, who was a female who I supposedly gave herpes to or infected genital herpes with. Yeah. And the police officer in Willits, who I reported this stuff to during 2019, kind of looked like the Willits police officer of the Willits Police Department. Looked like Willits is a town in Mendocino County in California. Looked kind of like Jason Flynn. Kind of like similar. Looked similar. Similar body type, similar appearance. Yeah, there's a whole video. There might be a whole video about that. About the occurrence with the Gurnville Road with the smart train, late 2019. Yep. All right. Fatality. Yeah. All right. Okay. Moving along, there was sometime during 2014 to 2020, I think it was, or 2014 to 2019, there was a depiction, there was something in the news, there was something in the actual news about, I think it was like an environmental lawyer in New York. He like lit himself on fire. I think it was in Central Park in New York, or like in Brooklyn or something, or I think it might have been Central Park in New York. Guy like lit himself on fire. It was in the news. I think he like threw gasoline on himself and lit himself on fire. He was like a male, I think, environmental lawyer, Caucasian, between the ages of like 20, or looked like he was between the ages of 20 and 50. But I remember he looked similar in appearance to a cousin of mine, Matthew. It'd be my biological mother's sister's son. And he kind of looked like the lawyer who lit himself on fire. They showed a picture of him on the news, and I recall that he kind of looked like my cousin Matthew. My cousin Matthew is a Caucasian male over the age of 18, citizen of the United States, I think resident of the United States, at least has been a resident of the United States. But I think it happened around the time a lot of like the pinking, and a lot of the time I was being sexually battered and like faux pinked and faux snaked. Yeah, so kind of suspicious, kind of strange. And I know Matthew, my cousin Matthew, had known or possibly been close to my cousin Sarah Lockwood. And I think my cousin Sarah Lockwood, one of her friends or acquaintances was the person Crystal with the Brooklyn tattoo, female who worked as like a baker or in the pantry at the Seafood Brasserie during sometimes during 2005 to 2007 or 2005 to 2008, somewhere around there, somewhere in there. Seafood Brasserie is a restaurant, or was a restaurant in Santa Rosa, off of 2nd Street at the Hyatt. It was in the Hyatt Hotel, I think. Whatever, like the Vineyard Creek Hotel is, just west of the freeway. east of the railroad tracks in downtown Santa Rosa, California, or in Santa Rosa, California. I used to work at the restaurant there. You know, and I think Crystal with the Brooklyn tattoo is like has ties to the adult entertainment world or adult entertainment industry. Yep. Pornography industry. Maybe not pornography industry, but like sex industry. Yep. All right. Sex for money industry. Yep, there you go. What else was there? No, I remember seeing a lot of like celebrities dying. So noticing like during 2011 to 2020, like a lot of 2011 to 2019, I had like this everybody thing going. I turn on the TV and go, wow, you know, are these people listening to me? Or are they listening to the same thing I'm listening to? And I remember like noticing that like a lot of people, like a lot of celebrities reported as like dying. I remember like worrying or maybe not worrying, but like having thoughts that maybe it was somehow associated with me being like everybody, and you know, either me being everybody or me being everybody and like not doing anything or not, like staying home and watching a lot of TV and eating a lot and like not like going out and really trying. Like I have some like great honor of being everybody. No, I remember thinking about that. Like, maybe it's because I'm not like, maybe it's because I stayed home and like, you know, watch TV and eat a lot that all these people are dying. Stay home, watch TV, and eat a lot while I have the everybody thing. We're worrying about that. Yeah, there've been more things. There've been more things. I wonder about what's been going on with this advanced technology that yeah. Anyway. Someone said the celebrities just go to Milan. They say that they die and they just move to Milan. I perceived perceptions of that thought. What else has gone on? Didn't someone report that Eddie Murphy had died and then like he's like was back in the news, possibly. Also, I was kind of a fan of Gary Shandling and the Larry Sanders Show. I think Gary Shandling was reported as dying. It's kind of disappointing because that. Also, there were depictions of Robin Williams communicating to me after 2014. No, there were depictions of Robin Williams communicating to me during 2019. I know he was reported as like dying. He used to live in Tiburon, I think, which is in Marin County, or somewhere around there. Yeah, there were depictions of him like communicating to me, and yeah, sometimes I think some of these people like they might even do so legally. They might get like a court order to fake their own death so that like they don't get harassed anymore. Might be able to do something like that. Maybe they do. Maybe they get the court order or not. I'm not sure. But Robin Williams, like he was reported as dying like right around sometime around late 2013 or 2014, I think. And that was when all those females were like attacking me. And like the attack from the females was like overt and obvious, or seemed that way. And I think think possibly Robert Grant. It seems likely that Robert Grant knew Robin Williams. I suspect Robert Grant was portrayed by, or loosely portrayed by, Robin Williams in the movie Good Will Hunting. Kind of seems, just for some reason suspect that might be so. And yeah. What else was there? My dad's friend David Berglund was depicted as sometimes like participating in the do, or possibly like communicating to me like while I was being harassed, or trying to communicate to me, but as I was being harassed. He reportedly died, I think 2019. He was like a cool guy. That was sad. Someone said Kate Bowman died. She was a female, graduated Ursuline, or was in the class at some point that would have graduated Ursuline 2003. So she was in the class ahead of me. I remember, I think during 2013, I was outside of, I was on on the sidewalk on 4th Street in Santa Rosa, outside, I think the Sweet Spots pub. You know, I've been actually standing on the street, either the street or sidewalk, outside of the Sweet Spot pub. It was like the Lagunitas pub in downtown Santa Rosa. It's on the north side of 4th Street, east of Old Courthouse Square. It was somewhere. I think it was pretty close to Mary's Pizza Shack on 4th Street. Anyway, I think I drank some beer. I was outside during 2013. And Kate Bowman came up to me and like I think talked to me or said something to me. She asked me if I knew her. I think I said like I don't believe so or something like that. But I recognized her. I knew who she was, and I think she recognized me and knew who I was, and was just being like, and was like saying like through the course of and said like, do I know you? I think that was like prior to like the overt female attack. I think I might have been out there. I think I might have been at the bar like before I went on the walking trip during 2013, but maybe after 2013. I'm not sure. Anyway, she was someone. I think my brother Daniel reported to me that Chris Christensen said that she had died, or that Daniel had read like a Facebook post by Chris Christensen saying that she had died. You know, I'm not sure if she actually died, or maybe she just said she died and moved out of town, or maybe she actually did die. I'm not sure. What else was there? Oh, Joe Gambaro. There's been depictions of Joe Gambaro threatening to kill me. There have been all sorts of threats to kill me. There have been threats to like torture me and then kill me. I think there have been threats to torture me and kill me. There have been threats to make me retarded, threats to make me homeless, threats to break my neck, threats to break my back, threats to there have been yeah, I'm not going to do homicide right now. I'm like not thinking clearly enough to. Oh, there was that time I saw that guy who looked like he had a stroke. I was walking. I was walking in Shiloh Ridge Regional Park. The guy's face was like, I think it was like that. I think I recalling something about that. The guy's face was all like, looked like he had just had a stroke. He was like out walking around, and like there was a female he was with. It was like a young blonde female, between the age of 18 and 40, skinny, probably slender, blonde, Caucasian. I think I recall perceiving something like "you made us," or hearing someone say "you made us," or something like that as I looked at the two, or as I looked at them, or like right after I looked at them. It was kind of like someone was like threatening me with a stroke. You know, like that's what I'll do to you if you possibly pretty loose with that. So I had thoughts about "you made us," and as I was like looking at that person, or immediately after I looked at that person with the stroke face and with his face that looked like he recently had a stroke, and he was like walking around with I think it was a blonde female. It was a female. For some reason, I think it might have been a blonde female. Might have been a brunette. It was like a blonde female between the age of 18 and 40. Probably somewhere around the age of like 30. Walking with this person who was like a Caucasian male, somewhere between the age of 18 and 40. Probably about 30. This was in Shiloh Ridge Regional Park, sometime during 2011 to 2019. This is a long section. There's also the issues of the ghost ship fire that occurred in the city of Oakland in Alameda County, California. A bunch of people burned to death. A lot of people burned to death. And when that occurred, I recall seeing the newspaper article, the Press Democrat, and it said something about how the fire had occurred, and I'm pretty sure during that period. You know, I don't exactly recall right now, but I'm pretty sure, and I recalling, or I have thoughts of having recalled that I was being it was when I was living out in the shed on this property. There's a little shed on the property in the backyard or the side yard. And I was sleeping out there and being like forcibly pinked. It was like a faux pinking. I was being like attacked by there were depictions of Laura Kelly. At some point there were depictions of Shiju, which was actually kind of a character of, possibly a character of Rebecca Anderson's, who's I met in the state of Maine during 2012. I think it was sometime around 2012. I think during 2012. Anyway, I had this everybody thing going. I was being like maliciously, or I'm not sure what malicious. I'm not exactly sure what malicious means. But I was being like attacked by these females in like this like pinking format or faux pinking format. I kept saying stop, 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 and they just like kept after me, kept on me, kept doing things to me. Sexually assaulting me, sexually battering me, doing things to my head, doing things to my brain, doing things to like the technological come to my brain, or at least communicating to me through that way. I think they might have been doing things to me, doing things to the techno. I think they might have been doing things to the technological accompaniment to my brain. They were doing things to me. Things were being done to me, or things were being done to me. At that same time, like, and I had that everybody thing going. I'm being like sexually assaulted, and and then this fire in Oakland, and a bunch of people burned to death. So I had the everybody thing going. I was like the victim of like crimes against people, and at the same time, this fire happened in Oakland where a bunch of people burned to death. So there might be like associations. There might be things going. Yeah, there might be associations. And they do all sorts of strange stuff with this advanced technology. So it might just be like coincidence, or like might just be like an unintended consequence or unintended action, unintended occurrence. Who knows? What else was there? Oh, there was the Tubbs fire in Sonoma County sometime during 2014 to 2019. There was all this stuff with Shiju, the character Shiju. She like kept wanting us to nuke the do, or she kept saying kept like asking us to nuke the do, and people thinking were causing me to say no, and I was saying no, and I was saying no. I'm like, these people want to like erase the evidence, and like, nuking refers to like re-knowing what had occurred, and then like possibly, or sometimes it might refer to, at different times it might refer to something different, different things, but refers to like erasing the, like re-knowing and then erasing the original. It's basically making like making an unexact. Okay, I can explain the concept in a different video, or you can ask me if you're interested. But anyway, this character about Shiju, who was supposedly and possibly, and also possibly not, played by or represented the actions that represented the person, Rebecca Anderson, this person who I met in Maine, the state of Maine, who may or may not originally have been from Sonoma County. I think she might have been originally from Sonoma County. I'm not sure. And oh yeah, and like I was lying in the bed there, like maybe like a few months later, or it was more than like a week after the first time she had asked, or she had like stated that she wanted the do nuked, or or stated that she wanted the do nuked. More than a couple days after that, maybe even more than like a month after that, but I'm not so sure about that one. And then, so I'm lying in bed, and they asked again, like, we want to nuke the do. And then I said no. I think someone was thinking to me, like, no. So I, like, refused to. And then I ended up, I was either lying in bed, or at some point I got out of bed and was like, I think I was walking around on the street outside. And then either while I was still walking on the street, or after I'd gotten back into bed, or before I had gotten out of bed to go walk out on the street, there was a depiction of Shiju saying to me, I'm going to start a fire. I don't exactly recall that, but I recall that I've recalled that. I recall that I've recalled that. There was a depiction of Shiju saying, I'm going to start a fire. And then within like a few days, a few weeks, or a few months, I think it was a few months, within a few months, the Tubbs fire occurred. The Tubbs fire in Sonoma County, it was like a big fire sometime around like 2018 or 2017, 2018, possibly 2017. But yeah, it's this huge fire. I think some people died. Yeah, a few people died, or some people died. It's like 14 people died in it or something, or 24, or 21 died. Yeah, something like that. 40, 41, or 42, or something like that. Like less than 100 people died in it. I think less than 50 people died in it. But And I think this Rebecca Anderson is like kind of in league with like Robert Grant and Jeff and Clark Anderson. It's like way up there. What was the movie? There was a movie where like, yeah, it's kind of I can make a whole video about that one. Those people. Yeah, it's probably a different video. Or they'll show up in arson again. That's kind of a big one. It's kind of a big one. What else was there? Yeah, I wonder if these people. Yep. This is kind of. All right, so this is more like. Okay, what I'm gonna say now is more like my own like suspicions, I guess. You know, I wonder if these people. I wonder if there's some sort of like plan to like go through town and like knew a bunch of people. I wonder what's been going on in Sonoma County, 2014 to 2020. If people actually like talked about it, what they would say. Like there was that time I was walking. There was a time like 2018 or 2019. I was walking through Coffee Park, and like who drove by? There was like depictions of. And there was that. There was. I wonder if there was some like plan to like move through town and like knew a bunch of people, like referring to like stuff in this advanced technology, and like the plan included like starting a wildfire or something didn't go right, and so when something doesn't go right during the plan, then you start a wildfire. I'm not sure what these people do or what their plan was or how it goes. I realize this is kind of like suspicion or sounding like suspicion. It is kind of suspicion, but anyway, I wonder what would happen if you actually like if people in Sonoma County actually talked about what's been going on in the past 5 years. Yeah, might be. Because you know there's that fire up in like where was it, like somewhere around Chico. There were like a bunch of celebrities showed up and like made some like video or did something for them, for the people up there, and like it looks kind of like maybe something went wrong. Then they burned down the whole town and said kind of it might have. At the same time, it might have been the plan. It might be part of the plan to have things go wrong and burn down the town. Might be what these people do. I'm not sure. All seems a bit extreme for my taste. Those kind of. Yeah, they didn't give notice. They didn't like have a commercial or like a billboard or anything like that. They just, you know. Well, anyway, that's just suspicion. Okay. So I kind of skipped 181 homicide. But you know there are a few points in there that are kind of interesting. Maybe I'll try to get 181 in a different video. Okay. So between videos on January 21st, 2020 and January 22nd, 2020, I guess I've commented on everything in section in Title 8, except for homicide. I did a little bit of homicide. Everything on Title 8 in Part 1 of California Penal Code. It's currently about 8:08 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on January 22nd, 2020. I'm currently located in a bedroom and sleeping in. It's located in Harassment CA, it's located in the town of Windsor, County, Sonoma, in the state of California, United States of America. I'm currently located in a house that's located at the street address that's listed on my California driver's license, or the same street address that's listed on the California driver's license issued to me. The California driver's license issued to me has the number D4315123. My name is Benjamin Coxon. I was born on the day August 25th during 1986 in the county of San Francisco in the state of California. The audio file is audio file 200122_002.wav. It's currently at 3 hours, 54 minutes, and 31 seconds, 32 seconds, 33 seconds. This is channel 2.
The problem with John is that it's a national security problem.
Democrats proposed 11 amendment
of the president's.
This is channel 1202 CNN HD.
For the president's case, if this pattern continues over the course of the trial. Senator Hardy.
Well, thank you, Senator Schumer. Look, where do you live?
Well,
Questions for report. Very simple.
This is channel 1210 Fox News Channel.
Documents
Shows
and
America's
testimony
Newsroom.
directly related to the charges against the president. Information that so far has been hidden from the public. And each time.
So, what's on the table for today?
This is Fox Business News, channel 1211.
As we speak, I say we've seen victory after victory from him on trade and the economy. So why is his approval rating stuck in the mid-40s? Brad Parscale is Trump's 2020 campaign.
Looks like cloudy skies. Okay, it's currently about 8:10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on January 22nd, 2020. Currently located in the town of Windsor in the county of Sonoma, state of California. Currently located in the bedroom I've been sleeping in.